Yeah. Tell me. It stands for storing of information, huh? Yes or no? Storing of information into our brain or mind, huh? Storing. So let's say it's related to storing information, and lateralization is probably processing or retrieval, huh? Right? Retrieval, huh? How do we spell retrieval? RH or this way? This way, huh? All right. So retrieval of information. So what is the information that we retrieve through psycholinguistically? We discussed in the previous class as well. We will extend it to our bottom top and top bottom approaches. Yes. What is it? What do we store and process? Yes. Number one, we talked about some kind of phonological development or association, huh? Right? Phonological association, huh? Yes. Can you give an example of phonological association or typological, for example, cabbage, right? And carrot, huh? Right? So C-A double B and C-A double R-O-T. So there are some ideas, according to psycholinguistic understanding, that correlate, and this is to do with homophones as well, right? Yes, there are some words, if they are produced or uttered or listened in a little of misunderstanding, this will change our meaning, right or not? For example, I was talking about the example of dua and daga in reading, right? Or mahram and mujrim, right? Similar way we can say teacher and cheetah maybe, right? Or there could be some other example. Likewise, number one, so this has got to do with understanding, correct understanding of phonological or spoken utterances to the meaning. This is the basic one. What about the other part? When we say lexical correlation, yes. So when we say homophones, we do have homo names, words that are written or spoken the same way and they mean differently, right or not? And also we talked about co-locational aspect, You remember? For example, let's say in homonyms, probably synonyms, we have afraid, terrified, right? Right or not? So it has got to do with intensity of meanings, right or not? That how, when we are afraid or apprehensive or kind of a phobia we have, and sometimes it's more related to that, more intensity, yeah? And similarly, we have like, let's say we did this example of fish and what? Fish and water, right? And fish and chips, or chips and crisps, So this is to correlate that understanding of meanings. So what are other lexical associations that we develop? Yes, lexical meanings, how words are associated to one another, I would say a meta-linguistic understanding of lexical semantics or lexical understanding, yes. What are other words? We did talk about synonyms or antonyms. We talked about homonyms, right? We talked about marrow, taxel, and hypernyms, huh? Like how fruits are correlated with the similar examples, like apple, banana, and their shape and size, huh? So our mind actually processes or stores this idea, right or not? Yes. So that association is it. Also, number 4, what is the 4th stage of psycholinguistics, linguistic processing? Can you tell me? Yes. Syntactic, huh? Yes. How words relate to one another, right? Or how words are connected, huh? In syntactic structure. So we did talk about different phrases. You remember? Syntax always talk about different phrases, right? Like noun phrases, huh? And verb phrases, huh? So we call it subject and predicate, huh? Right? And we have adjective phrases, right? Yeah, also you should know that when we correlate, verb can have an auxiliary verb, a noun can have an adjective can have 4 different connectivity together. Huh? Like, for example, young, intelligent, bright, you understand? In terms of their understandings. And we have prepositional phrase. Huh? So different phrases, how they are connected into structural element, right? Structural association, huh, of meanings. And then we did talk about lexical, and in this regard, lexical and I would say semantic, but because how the meanings are related to words and their sentences. What about pragmatic element? Yes. It would be the same. Here we talk about structure. Here we talk about functional, right? Or speech act related. We perform different functions, social relationship, greetings, sharing information, right? Sharing identity, right or not? So different types of pragmatic associations are there as well, right or not? There is a 6th element we call discourse. In understanding of discourse, what is a discourse? Do you know that or not? Yes. It's a piece of language, right? For example, an essay or a paragraph or a letter or a dialogue, right or not? So in an overall building of this thing into this element, right or not? So we have some discourse markers, right or not? Something how ideas are connected, right? Ideas connection, huh? Ideas connection or logic, huh? Sometimes we will talk about connectivity of numbers, huh? Right? So in this regard, or meanings, overall meanings, huh? So let's talk about top and bottom approaches in terms of this. Basically, if we start from here and go till here, it will be top, bottom. If we start from here and go step by step with examples, this will be bottom approach. You understand?